the YouTube channel. This short video is about the giving of references, in-text references as well as end references according to the style guide APA7 that we shall be discussing in this video. This has been a huge issue for most of the researchers when they are in budding stage, that they are unable to give the right type of reference. So that is why I decided to discuss this APA style 7 also with reference to in-text references and the end references. So first of all, I shall be talking about the references from a book that is with hard binding or the soft binding, that's a bound book, and then the e-book, that is electronic. Here in the first section, we come to know that which type of reference we are going to give, that book and ebook with a DOI. This is very similar almost. For example, if the book is written by Evert and 2-3 people, so that is why et al. Would be used after a dot comma and then the year in which the book has been published. Or if we are not quoting directly from that book, we can also say according to Evert et al. And the year would come in the parentheses. So almost same, but only difference is that when we are quoting direct and after that we are quoting indirectly, at that time this will be the reference. Either the book has DOI or it is ebook or book, this type of reference which will be given in text. But in the end reference, definitely difference is there. Like in the end, we cannot write Evert et al. According to APA style. We have to write 3 names, whoever the writers are, and you can see that the last name is full and the other name, middle name and the first name, they have been given only the first letters with the dots and the comma follows them. Same is done with the 3 authors, but before the last author comes, we have this and, or perhaps this is the and after that we can also talk about the 4th one who is present here. So these 4 writers have been mentioned. It means that we cannot write et al. Here. We need to write all the last names of the 3 writers. You can see, again I have to say that before the last writer we have the and symbol. So in this way we should be writing the names of last names of all the writers, followed by 1 year in which the book has been published, and later on there is the title of the book and that title is italicized. So in case of the books, the title is to be italicized. Neither the inverted commas nor the capital letters, nothing is to be done here. Capital case is not to be used. Yes, the important thing is that we should use the capital letter, first capital letter of the first word of the title of a book, but later on no capital letter can be used, is followed by dot, and after that the press from where the book has been published, and then the DOI is here. But if you don't want to write DOI like this, in which most of the time digits are present, you want to use the words instead of the digits, as in the web address it is present. At that time we need to include all details of the web address that can be mostly available. When we download some book, the address bar gives us this type of address, but preferably DOI type of address should be used instead of the web address. And now if we come to the book which doesn't have any DOI, it is ebook, it is a book but doesn't have any DOI, at that time the reference is again the same. For example, here et al. Is missing, here et al. Was present, it's missing because the writer is only 1. But if the writer has been more, et al. Could be written. So Faxal, comma, and the year of publication. In case of direct quote from the book which we are using in text, at that time in parentheses the name of the writer and the year of the writer. Or another style is that according to Foxhall, then it is year. So this would come in the end of that opinion that we are using, and this would come in the beginning possibly if we are using at that time when the DOI is not available. But you can see the style is the same. However, the difference possibly can be in the the style end references that we are using. For example, the end references, what we have done when the book is having no DOI, at that time last name of the writer, comma, then the middle name dot, then the first name, and then comes the year. After that again dot, then is the title of the book in full, and then is the publication, that is the publisher who has published it, and there is no web address, there is no DO because it's not available. And the writer says here that if there are many publishers or many editions, then which year should be used? At that time, one should be using the copyright year, in which the C copy is written. Most of the time we can find it, and that would be sufficing us when the book is there. Now this was about the books, and now we have articles. Article references are also from different sources. Sometimes articles have DOI, sometimes they don't have DOI, and sometimes they come from open access journal. What is the type of reference? Two styles. When the DOI is there, almost the same. If in the end of the reference we are using it, we shall use, like here is there, a parenthesis, the name of the writer, followed by comma, and then it is the year. Or if we are using it in the beginning, we can say Washington, in the parenthesis the year is there, stated that. This is for the articles which have a DOI, and this one is for the articles which do not have the DOI, but the process is the same one. However, in that references, as we had in case of books also, same is the case here. In case of articles from the journals, it says, for example, the last name of the writer, first of all, then the middle name and the first name, and after that dot is followed by the year in parentheses. Then comes the title of the article which we are quoting from. After that comes the journal title, journal name, and then we have the number, the volume, and the pages from which page the article is present, followed by a whole DOI which is mostly available with the articles and can be found on the journal website also. And if we need to give the web type of address, this scheme can be followed. Same is the case here when DOI is absent. At that time everything is the same. For example, writer, names, years, and the title is not italics, and then we have the journal title which is in italics. After that, this is the only difference between the articles which have a DOI and the articles which don't have DOI. The universal style is that it should be first of all the name of the writer, then the year, and after that the title in without italics, and the title of the journal with italics, and then the volume and number and the pages. So that should be done in case of the article which we are taking from the journals which are with the DOI or without DOI. Now here is the again another type of journal, open access journal article, which mostly we use. That is also the same one. The style in text reference is the same one, like having a name, comma, 2019 the year with parenthesis, or we can separate the name of the writer and then the year. This mostly we do when we use in the end of the statement that we are giving, or this mostly we do when we are starting our statement with the name of the writer. And here, for example, the same process is here: last name, year, titles of the journal of the article, followed by title of the journal in italics, then the number, the volume, and the pages. But open access journal has the web address as well. That is to be added here without writing anything retrieved from this, that. No, we don't need to do that. And the scheme of writing title should be followed the same as it was in case of the books. For example, the first letter of the first word is italicized, but later on it is not. Same is the case after the colon, that first letter of the first word is capital, here also capital, and later on nothing is there, which should be called capital. This should be dealt with the title of the book, title of the article. But when you are writing the title of the journal, here this rule does not follow. Here we will be using all capital letters of every word. First capital letter will be of every word, as it is here, or then as it is here. In case T is also capital, university U is also capital. Prepositions are mostly not capitalized, so Chicago has to be capitalized because of proper noun, but law, L is capital, and review, R is capital. This thing should be taken care of by the students. And the third category of the references is from the web pages. It can from YouTube or it can from the conference papers. In case of a web page which does not have date in it, at that time, the same is the process, the title of the web page without any italics. Title of the web page without any italics. And the ND is within the bracket if we are using it after the statement. And if we are using in the beginning of the statement, then only ND is written in the parenthesis. That is for the web pages which don't have any date. But the web pages which have the date are to be given reference with the year. The only difference is that of the year, otherwise it's the same one, right? But however, the end references have some differences. For example, we are going to take first of all the web page without date. It will again have the title of the web page. Author is not here. It's the title of the web page. Dot, then the non-availability of the year, followed N and D followed by dots, and after that again dot. Then form a new club. Form a new club is the title of the page, web page, subtitle of the web page from where the statement or the reference has been taken. Then whole web address follows. And this is given at that time when the author of the web page is not available. But in case of the author, if he is available, then the same technique as we used in case of books, in case of articles, that last name and the first name, the year, and the date also. In case of the web page, we are talking only about the web page. In web page references, we may add the month also, and the date also, and the year also. But remember, first of all it is year, then it is comma, and after that the month and no comma, and then comes the date. The parenthesis closes and the dot is here. And the title of the title of the web page is 5 reasons modern slavery at sea is still possible in 2019. So that is the web page from where we are taking the reference. But main web page is Greenpeace. Then comes here the web address. So in that way, this is the way how we use references when the writer is available or the date is available, when the writer is not available and the date is not available. Again, the third category is that of the YouTube videos or other streaming videos. At that time, how the reference will be given? At that time, the reference is given by mentioning the company which has uploaded the video or the person who has uploaded the video, followed by the year when the reference is put at the end of the statement, and this type when the reference is put in the beginning of the statement. In the end references, we shall be using company or the person who has created the page, and then comes the year, the same style as we had here in case of web address. The year, comma, January 7. And after that, the video, the title of the video is here. That is given in italics. Remember this? Like here, the title of the essay was in italics and the title of the video is in italics. And then we write in bracket, that's not parentheses, these are the big brackets rather, one can say. I forgot the name of such big brackets, Video is to be written, and after that, the web address which occurs when you are using or watching any YouTube in your address bar. That is to be copied here. So that's the way how we give reference from YouTube. And here come conference papers. Act of curation works with unique set of factors. Mason and Missingham 2019. So that is the reference we give. For example, first the statement comes and after that the writers come, then the year comes. Same style everywhere. But if we are using in the beginning, we may use the year in the parenthesis. In the end references, for example, what we do? We write the names of the presenters of the paper or the paper which is presented by them in the same way as we do in any other reference. Last name, first name, and last name, first name, year, October, month is to be mentioned. And in case of conference, definitely, conferences are very little of 1 day. They are most of the time 2 days or 3 days. And here in case it's 4 days. So the start date of the conference and the ending date of the conference connected by dash is to be used here. That is special feature of the papers and the references we take from the conferences. Then comes the title of the paper, that is research libraries data curation, and workflows. And we need to mention in the long brackets that it is a paper presentation. Then what was the title of the conference? That is eResearch Australia conference, where it was done, comma, and where it was done, and what was the country, what was the type of institution, that is to be mentioned, the dot is to be put, and ultimately, as we had access it online, so that is why the web address is also to be there. After the title, include a label in square brackets that matches the description of the presentation, that is paper presentation. That's what I was talking about here. One, the paper was presented, or just was brought, was not read out, or it has been published in the post conference paper. Most of the time you will be using paper representation. URL, this one is to be used as well. So in this way, the references from the papers presented in the conference can be given in text as well as in the end references. Hopefully the students have come to some little knowledge which I tried to give. This knowledge is available online also, and so you can consult it and verify as well. My purpose was to provide a little type of encouragement, inspiration, and guidance to the students. So hopefully you might have liked it. So do not fail to hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. And if you have some comments, maybe sometime I will be answering your comments. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you in some